Good day, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. My name is Chief Dog 24, and let's get into this one then. So we're here today on Enlisted once again, and this time we're here for the USSR Vs Japan event, which is in the game currently, where you can get rewarded with this tank that I'm playing in this little clip here, that being a Tiger tank for Japan. But anyway, to get into game here, we are on the Myansera South invasion map, which is in the Pacific, so on semi-home soil for Japan. And this time, rather than fighting the Americans like Japan mainly does, we're now fighting the USSR in set squads, so we can't choose our squads, we have to use the squads that are given to us, but both have been like upgraded so that the game is fair for either side. But starting off here, the USSR, of course, starting with their 1,000 reinforcements. We have unlimited reinforcements, but just have to defend. And as you'll see throughout this game, it is quite a quick match, only lasting 16 minutes. But I feel like the role that we played was quite important, and I just wanted to make a video about this really cool event. But straight into the gunfight here, and I was not aware of the amount of players that were, or the amount of AI USSR fellas that were nearby us, and I got absolutely destroyed, and then we got shot from somewhere else, and that was our first squad dead within a flash. But once again we respawned, and this time on a truck, like one of the respawn trucks, which keep in mind this truck, because it ended up being one of the highlights of this game. Like, this was what probably kept us alive the best, because the enemy never found it, and so we didn't have to put many of the little reinforcement points up. Instead we just kept using this truck, and the enemy never destroyed it. But if they did, I feel like that we would have lost quite quickly. But either way, we're going to be once again shooting at some enemies at range here with the LMG. I can't remember exactly what LMG this is, because this is way higher battle rating than I'm used to. I'm currently at battle rating 2 with Japan, whereas I believe these are around battle rating 3 to 5. So all of these weapons are a lot better than the ones that I usually use. We get killed off the bat though by a USSR fella. Another one comes around the corner that I was not aware of, and so we're kind of stuck around here, cautiously looking over here in case the enemy was still alive, but looking in the replay cameras, which I'll show you some of them throughout this entire video. Yeah, he ended up getting killed like my fella just did there, because I was not aware of the guy over that way as well. But looking down range, we can shoot at some of the enemies, getting some very long range kills, just picking them off. And as you'll see in a sec, you'll see where they're all coming from as I go to refill ammo there. You can see just how far away this is, looking through the replay camera, all the way over to these wooden buildings over here. You can see that there was a respawn point there for the USSR, and well, I shot one guy that was moving upwards, and then his squad decided to spawn on the USSR respawn point, and that was where I was able to dome 2 of them before getting some ammo, chucking a grenade in and over that way as well, just in case. Another grenade over there, Molotov, because you get 3 grenades with certain soldiers in that class. But anyway, once again shooting at some enemies on slightly higher ground to me before ducking back into the bushes and going for placing an anti-tank mine, because you know, if an anti-tank mine will still work on a human player, as I see a USSR soldier there, so I got a bit scared and just decided to fire a few pot shots, all missing though. And as you can see on the left of your screen there, we get the kill on one of the enemies in the middle of the field before whipping out the rocket launcher and firing it on over to the enemy. You can see it did damage him, but not quite killed him. So he's able to run and walk free. Once again chucking another rocket launcher shell over that way. Of course, mainly supposed to be used for destroying vehicles, but there wasn't any in sight, so decided to have a go at that one, and then killed a fella inside the house before we now pivot to outside the house, where we're up against a destroyed Japanese tank. You can see we're doming a few players as they or a few AI as they head towards us. And then once again saw someone on the right, and then start shooting at some of these guys in the middle of the field behind the destroyed Japanese tank. Taking a few of them out there, so we're doing a good job here, but there was one to my left, and then I got shot from behind, but it was from a teammate who I guess must have mistaken me for an enemy. Instead though, we fire some more shots into this crowd because there's quite a few of them over here, so we're able to get a few of the kills, a few get finished off as well from when they were in a down state. But now I've kind of been caught with attention of a few players running around, but mainly the tank that is at the back. So we have 12 kills on ourselves with this guy. I tried shooting a rocket launcher at the tank at the back there, but it was too far away, so I couldn't quite see that there was a truck in the way. So that kind of confused me, because I was like, well, the marker's over there, but I can't hit them. But going into replay cameras, I see it was because there was a truck in the way. So again, just trying to fire some shots with this rifle here. It's a very good rifle. I'd love to use it, but again, I don't have it at the battle rating that I usually play at in normal games. But yeah, again, I get a bit confused because I can ping the tank, but I can't shoot it. But anyway, we see that the enemy is now rushing towards our objective, so we come back to try and kill them. I mean, we try with the rocket launcher, it's going to be to no avail. We try and finish this guy off with a melee hit, and then a shot, and I miss both of them somehow from point blank range, and then another USSR soldier comes in and finishes us off. So yeah, not sure what happened there, but USSR already down to about half of their reinforcements, so we've really gone on the offensive, playing quite a high, well, not even a high line, we're just playing near the objective, dropping some artillery, as you can see here, with the radio operator that we have in our squad, using the sniper to scout out a little bit. But yeah, we're playing a very good game here of just standing around the objective, holding up a nice line. We got some guys on the left there trying to attack from the side and flank them. Meanwhile I'm going to shoot a guy in the middle of the field there with a sniper, and then at the back there again, where we launched the rockets, we are again going to fire at some of them as they spawn out of the respawn point, and just picking off fish in a barrel here with the sniper. We get a couple of kills, scouting around a little bit, once again another kill there, so adding to our long range kill score. And then again I see a guy next to an LMG, he hops into the LMG rather weirdly, and then I destroy him, chuck a grenade in to destroy the LMG itself, and as you will see in a sec there, the grenade does land and the gun is destroyed. So again, playing a good team role here in assisting the team. I tried to go for a shot with my sniper there, missed, and as you can see, this soldier over here was able to kill me. And so it was back to the respawn screen for myself, once again using the tank thing, which does actually get obliterated almost by a gunner. As soon as I spawn in, I wasn't prepared for him, and eventually we do kill him while he's mounted on his thing there. But yeah, I think he was trying to go for the respawn truck, but wasn't able to. So we finish him off. We kill a few enemies in the little hut there before moving back towards the objective, because the enemies are once again charging towards it. We're quite low ammo already on this high automatic rifle, so we have to switch to the pistol. We do get a pistol kill, but as you'll see, we're kind of not going to be able to do much here when we go out into the open and get obliterated. So we respawn with a different character, this time with the LMG, and again firing off some shots into the USSR that are just chucking their conscripts over here, trying to charge at the base. I mean, they're doing a decent job at the moment because it's about half-ish, but we even the score a little bit by killing a few of them. But unfortunately for me, some sort of artillery shell of some kind comes in and destroys my last soldier in the squad. So we once again have to go back to the respawn truck before chucking it back in to the fray on the point. We're about half and half here, but now tip the scales in our favour by killing an enemy soldier there. Looking through the fields, we can see a few other soldiers that we're going to start shooting at. We get the kill on one of them as more of them decide to peer overhead of the embankment there in the fields, and so again we get a few more kills. Crouch down over to here and get a few more of them. Just keep rushing through. The conscripts are endless here as we chuck a grenade, and it does in fact get a kill here. It kills off a few of them, but I get caught while I was reloading and switch to a different soldier here, but then most of my squad gets obliterated by artillery, and so now all I have is the radio operator who can't call in anything for 20 seconds. I try shooting at this USSR soldier, but automatic rifles always win against semi-automatics at that range, so yeah. But now we play the tank, which is the main prize of this event. It is the Tiger heavy tank for the Japanese, and well, I'm showing this clip in replay mode because obviously in game you only get a first person view of vehicles, which I find to be really hard to look at and just control with. So for the replay camera here, I've got a off-board shot, almost like it's from War Thunder, so that hopefully helps to show where the enemies are and where I'm looking. But when we go into firing, I'll go into the main port here, as you can see from the commander's perspective, before switching back to a third person camera. As you can see, I pop my commander's head out and back in to just assess where we're at. But the enemies are capturing the objective. They're doing a pretty good job of it at the moment, but we're in a tank, so we can't really capture anything, and instead we're going to try and kill their supporting line in this house, getting quite a few shots off with both tank rounds and the machine gun rounds. I'm not exactly used to a machine gun overheating rather than just running out of ammo, so that was something that I had to kind of contend with. But we get multiple kills before most of our squad inside the tank gets shot at by what I wasn't sure at the time was, but it turns out it was a tank looking at the replay cameras. Our lives were shortly lived there, but here's a camera view of what it was like inside the hut that we were shooting at with the tank. As you can see, killing a few soldiers all the way through the window into the back doorway there, and then this guy gets absolutely decimated by a shot to the face, one of the massive shells, and as you can see by his arm, he has not had a good time there. I find that quite funny looking at the replay camera, this guy just bleeding out as he took a shell to the face. As you can see there through the outline, it was a tank that killed us there. And so we're going to respawn though once again at this truck. It's doing a massive favour for us because it's right next to the capture point, so we can just run across here, charge across into the capture point, and we're already there and we're ready to destroy any enemies that come towards us here. As we take a few shots before reloading with our SMG. All of our other teammates in the AI squad that we have here also pushing up to help us. We chuck a frag grenade, which does actually land and kills off this one guy, as you'll see now. But I feel like that is a pretty harsh way to die. I mean, it was on the embankment, but it still killed him somehow. So perhaps need to have a look at how frag grenades work. I don't know if they could potentially get the shrapnel there, but I get a bit jump scared by the M1 Stuart tank there that was already dead. Flashback to when I'm playing against America, but then I remember, oh yeah, we're playing against the USSR. They don't have the Stuart tank there, so that kind of scared me for half a second. But we get a kill actually with our rocket launcher. Unfortunately, the replay camera now started to bug out at this point, and it would just show the enemy soldiers that I killed rather than doing an off-board shot. So decided to not use the replay camera for the rest of this part. But we get a few kills anyway. You can basically see what we're doing here is one of my AI teammates gets in the way here. A few of us get down by an artillery strike. There's only one person left in our squad, and so we have to try and defend the objective from over here. Somehow get a headshot through the bottom of the stilts of this house before just firing for some pot shots. I saw a guy, but unfortunately missed my shot to get the kill on him. And so as you can see though, when we respawn in, the USSR, they have no soldiers left, and they only have a countdown of 58 seconds until they lose automatically if they don't capture at this point. So now it's all just about cleanup with the LMG in our squad here. They are kind of capturing though, so I do try and rush into the point to even out the field a bit. But as you can see, all the enemies are cleared off of this point now, and so we're just going to chuck an artillery strike towards their tank to see if it can just get some kills here. Didn't realise that this guy was actually dead, so I decided to switch back to the character I was playing as with his LMG, and yeah, just sit on the point, kill any enemies that are just trying to make a last-ditch charge, like in the last video that I did on Enlisted, where we won with 0 people. You know, it can happen. There can be basically a C9 moment, if you think to Overwatch, when the enemies rushed forward and didn't capture the point and then lost the game. That can happen in Enlisted, but it's not going to happen today because we get the victory. Got an artillery kill at the end there. Our soldier dies there because I wasn't aware of the guy there, but instead we head back and we can see that we got the victory and 62 kills in the end. And some decent leveling, because if the characters that you use, while they're not the same squads as the ones that you use in normal games, you can still level up them, so it's actually quite nice when you get to play as the faction that you want to. But yeah, anyway, I got 6th on the leaderboard, which I felt was quite harsh. I mean, looking at it, we were only 700 points off of 2nd, so it was quite close between 6th to 2nd. So, you know, the scoreboard kind of doing me a bit dirty here and making me look a bit bad, but I mean, we got the joint most amount of deaths, to be fair. We got about the same amount of kind of protections of the point. I think the main thing was that we just didn't engineer anything, so we weren't getting passive score from people spawning on our respawn point. But like I said, I didn't feel like we needed it because we had that respawn truck, and as you can see there, all of the badges for that match. I claim a reward as well because this was on day 2 of the awards of the event, and so I got the Silver Lions, or the Enlisted Silver. It's basically Silver Lions from War Thunder. And as you can see, there's the rewards here. You get the Federal Rifle, you get the Biker Squad for the USSR. You can get some the Tommy gun basically, but with a 20 round mag. You get the a portrait as well for the USSR guys. You get a USSR assault rifle as well, or like, you know, semi-automatic rifle. But the main prize, if you get all 12 days, is the Tiger tank, as you can see here. And this one has a slight bit of controversy because it never got actually shipped to Japan. Japan purchased Tiger tanks, but they never were able to make it in time. So this is kind of a hypothetical of what if Japan had Tiger tanks, which some people don't like. I think it's fine. I like the fact that Japan gets a good tank finally, because a lot of their tanks are pretty rubbish. So getting a Tiger is obviously very good. Yeah, I don't see much of like an issue with it. But some people do have a bit of an issue with it. But here you can see as well a few of the main highlights as well. You get the M1921 Thompson, which is basically a Tommy gun, but with a 20 round mag. You get a portrait, you get the Fedorov rifle, which again, I don't know if it's any good, but you can get it if you play USSR, and of course there was the Biker Squad as well, which you can get on day 6. We're currently on day 4 when this video releases. I've done 3 out of the 4 days, so I need to go on and play some more Enlisted after this video. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do all of the event because I'm going on holiday tomorrow. And you can only, it's a 15-day long event. It started on Tuesday at 1 UTC 2 PM for me in the UK. So every day it resets at that point. That's when you can work on the next day. But there's 12 days of rewards obviously, but 15 days of the event, so you're allowed to miss 3 days. But I'm going on holiday for 7 days, so I'm going to miss the rewards and I'm going to have to buy them with like the gold or something like that. But anyway, if you did enjoy, be sure to go ahead and hit the like button, comment if you enjoyed below, subscribe and enjoy my content, give me some constructive criticism as well down below. But until the next video, guys, it's been Chief Dog 74, and I'll see you guys in the next one.